At this point, everyone's probably heard the news about LeBron James. He's dealing with sciatica in his right hip, a nerve issue that's been bugging him for over a month and will likely keep doing so for a while. Reports say he'll be re-evaluated in 3 to 4 weeks, meaning he'll miss at least 5 to 10 regular season games, maybe even 15 to 20 if he doesn't bounce back fast, which could seriously hurt the team. The starting lineup will need changes, maybe bringing in guys like Jared Vanderbilt, Marcus Smart, or Jake LaRavia. But the real headache is the overall rotation. Not just who starts, but who steps up to fill LeBron's massive role. The man averaged around 32 minutes a game last season, and was expected to keep that pace. LeBron was supposed to play about the same minutes this season, maybe just a bit less. The team can't really afford for him to play much less than 30 minutes a game. But that kind of load can't just fall on Luka Doncic. He's already logging over 35 minutes a night and can't take on more. Even with Austin Reeves and Rui Hachimura, they might squeeze out 5 more minutes total. But pushing them harder isn't smart either. So now the focus shifts to guys like Jared Vanderbilt, Jake LaRavia, and Marcus Smart. Basically the whole bench. Maybe even someone who wasn't in the rotation before could get a shot now that LeBron's sidelined. What would that look like? Let's dig into the best lineup options, how the rotation could shape up without LeBron, who's getting extra minutes and who might finally break into the mix. Someone who wasn't even part of the rotation before LeBron's injury might now get a shot. And the whole setup will definitely look different without him. So, let's get into it, starting with the lineup and what I think are their best options. You can really choose between Jared Vanderbilt, Marcus Smart, or Jake LaRavia as the top picks to fill in. Personally, I'd go with Vanderbilt. He's actually been part of the starting 5 before. Sure, that was a couple of seasons ago, and the roster's changed a bit, like with Anthony Davis still around. But there's still some chemistry there. Unlike Jake LaRavia or Smart, Vanderbilt already has built-in familiarity with the team. Plus, he's healthy right now and getting praised by JJ Redick. On top of that, he's easily the best defender among the 3. Sure, Marcus Smart is still a great defender, but Jared Vanderbilt, when healthy, is just more flexible. He can guard anyone from point guards to power forwards and doesn't struggle against bigger wings like Smart sometimes does. So yeah, Vanderbilt's the clear pick for me. He can handle almost any matchup, guards, wings, on-ball, off-ball, and often not only holds his own but wins those battles. Add in his rebounding, and it takes pressure off DeAndre Ayton. Since Vanderbilt is their second best rebounder and probably one of the best rebounding wings in the entire NBA. That's a huge bonus. The only real downside? Offense. He's not exactly reliable there. His three-point shot is shaky, and he doesn't stretch the floor much, but his defense and hustle make up for it. Vanderbilt's shooting is improving a bit. We've seen flashes of that in training camp, both in clips and from what the team and JJ Redick have said. Still, he's not proven yet. He's a career 28% three-point shooter, and that's what he shot last season too. If he repeats that, things could get rough offensively with him on the floor. He limits their spacing and overall offensive flow, which can hold the team back instead of helping. If that becomes a real issue, or something they just want to avoid altogether, they might go with Marcus Smart or Jake LaRavia instead. Sure, they're not as strong or versatile defensively as Vanderbilt, but they're far from weak on that end. Smart, for instance, is a former Defensive Player of the Year and an elite point-of-attack defender. He might not match up perfectly with big 6 feet 8 inches wings, but overall, he wouldn't hurt them defensively. Marcus Smart would be a solid choice too. He's decent on offense, not an elite shooter, but definitely better than Jared Vanderbilt. Plus, he can handle the ball and act as a secondary playmaker, which gives him an edge over Vanderbilt in that area. But the catch is his health. He's currently dealing with Achilles tendinopathy, and the team's clearly being cautious about not overworking him. That alone could make them hesitate to rely on him too much early on. Because of that, they might lean toward Vanderbilt or even Jake LaRavia instead, just to avoid pushing Smart into a heavy role right away. So yeah, while Smart has offensive upside, his injury situation, and even Vanderbilt's own limitations, make this decision a tough one for the coaching staff. Again, the main concern here is offense. If you focus on that and look at the weaknesses of Vanderbilt and Smart, then the middle ground option might actually be Jake LaRavia. He's solid offensively and decent defensively. Maybe not as strong as Vanderbilt or Smart on defense, but much more dependable on offense, especially from deep. He shot a career-best 42% from 3 last season, making him a serious off-ball threat and a smooth catch-and-shoot option. At nearly 6 foot 8 inch 6'9", he's got good size and holds his own defensively. He's not the most proven or reliable player yet, but he fits the 3 and D role better than either of the other two. If that's the kind of balance you want, shooting plus serviceable defense, you can make a strong case for Jake LaRavia to be the pick here. But either way, that's only the first step in solving the problem. Sure, picking a 5th starter matters, but the real challenge is figuring out the entire rotation and how to spread out the minutes. It's not just about who starts. It's about how to fill the 32 to 34 minutes LeBron usually plays. That's the real question. In my view, the rotation could look something like this. Luka logging about 35 minutes per game. Austin Reeves playing 32 to 34. Rui Hachimura getting 28 to 32. And DeAndre Ayton around 28 to 30. Off the bench, Marcus Smart could play 21 to 24 minutes. Gabe Vincent around 10 to 15. Jared Vanderbilt 15 to 20. And another player, maybe Jake LaRavia, around 18 to 22 minutes. Jackson Hayes would likely get 10 to 15 minutes, while guys like Dalton Connect and Max Christie might see occasional playing time depending on matchups or injuries. Some players will still get matchup-based minutes, but with LeBron out, things will definitely shift. The starters won't change much, maybe a little. Luka might play 1 or 2 extra minutes per game, but hopefully not more than that. Austin Reeves could bump from 32 to 34 minutes to around 33 to 35. And Rui Hachimura might go from 29 to 32 up to 30 to 33. That's the basic structure. The bigger impact will hit the rotation guys: Jared Vanderbilt, Jake LaRavia, and Marcus Smart. Vanderbilt could see his minutes rise from 15 to 20 to around 18 to 24, and possibly step into that 5th starter spot. Jake LaRavia might jump from 18 to 22 minutes to 20 to 25. Maybe even a bit higher if his shooting stays hot. Marcus Smart would likely see an increase too, going from 21 to 24 minutes to somewhere between 24 to 27. That's basically the outlook for those 3. But even guys like Gabe Vincent and Jackson Hayes will feel the ripple effect. Vincent could move from a 4th-line rotation player, getting 10 to 15 minutes a night, to a more steady 12 to 17 minutes. Hayes might see a similar bump, from 10 to 15 up to around 12 to 17 per game. Maybe even getting some minutes at power forward, depending on matchups. And with LeBron out, that 10th rotation spot opens up, which could mean new chances for someone like Dalton Connect or Maxi Kleber. They might split time based on matchups, but I'd lean toward Kleber here, since LeBron usually plays power forward now. Kleber can fill that role more naturally. He can even slide in as a small ball 5 in certain lineups, which gives them extra flexibility and balance. They'll probably cover the power forward spot with a mix of Jared Vanderbilt, Rui Hachimura, and Jake LaRavia. That'll be their temporary rotation there. Of course, they'll also throw in some small ball lineups now and then, between Kleber and maybe Dalton Connect at small forward, and Vanderbilt or LaRavia sliding between forward spots. They'll have a bit of flexibility. Rui could also see extra minutes in that mix. So for this new-look 10-man rotation, the starting lineup would temporarily include either Jake LaRavia, Jared Vanderbilt, or Marcus Smart, with the 10th spot likely going to Dalton Connect or Maxi Kleber, depending on matchups and performance. That's just how I see it, though. What about you? Who do you think should be the team's 5th temporary starter? Vanderbilt, LaRavia, or Smart? Or Marcus Smart? And who do you think should grab that 10th rotation spot if they actually go with a 10-man lineup? Should it be Dalton Connect, Maxi Kleber, or maybe someone on a 2-way deal like Christian Coloco or Chris Mannon? Drop your thoughts below. How do you see their new rotation shaping up now that LeBron's out? Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for this one. If you liked the video, make sure to drop a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next upload. As always, thanks for watching. Have an awesome day or night. musical note,